Well, today's video is sponsored by Black Gold Compost Company. We want to thank the good people over at Black Gold for their generous donation of all this black cow manure that we're using in our video today. Thank you for sponsoring our channel. Well, good morning, Homestead family. Today's video is on 3 different short day onions that we're planting in our fall garden. We'll be right back after the break. Well, welcome back, friends. We're going to grow 3 different onions this year. I thought you might want to tag along with us and just show the difference in these 3 onions, and it might help you make a decision on what you might want to grow in your fall garden this year. We got 3 different colors. We got the red, white, and yellow. All 3 are great onions. I got all 3 of these onions from Dixondale Farms. They're a great supplier of onions, so if you've never ordered anything from Dixondale Farms, go to their website, check them out. They have a beautiful website full of information. You can order this little Dixondale catalog from them. They'll send it to you. And this catalog actually is really a little encyclopedia in itself on how to grow onions. It'll be very helpful to help you. And when you do receive your order from Dixondale in the mail, you'll get a little onion planting guide included in with your plants, and this right here will really help you all the way through the planting, the care of the onions, as well as the harvest. All the information you need to put an onion on your plate is right here in that guide. Now, the 3 onions that we're growing this year are the red, white, and yellow. The red, we're going to be using the Southern Belle. It's got a really beautiful red skin as well as a red flesh. And this is a very good onion that can be eaten raw in salads and in sandwiches or hamburgers. It makes a beautiful presentation to whatever meal you've prepared when you want to add a little splash of color, and this red onion will do that for you. The white onion that we're using is the Texas Early. This is another beautiful onion. It's a little milder than the yellow onion, but the Texas Early White has a white papery skin with the white flesh, and it can be eaten raw as well as cooked, but I usually just eat them raw. And the last one is the yellow. This one you've seen us grow before. Our favorite is the Texas Legend. The Texas Legend has a brown skin on it, and the inside of it's white. It's very good tasting sweet onion. Actually, all 3 of these are sweet, and this one is ideal for cooking. It makes great cooking ingredients for any meal that you want to prepare that calls for an onion as part of the ingredients, part of the recipe. These onions are going to all take about, I think about 105 to about 110 days approximately. Today's December the 1st, so I'm looking at harvesting these things somewhere around the middle of March of next year. This is December 1st, 2021, so I intend on harvesting these in the March time frame of 2022. And we're going to be planting all these videos today out in our earth bed, and there's a little video I'd like for you to go see, because this video is just going to be showing you, the harvest and showing you how pretty these 3 different onions are. But if you want to really get into the detail of how I plant my onions step by step all the way through from this stage all the way to going into the pantry, go take a look at one of our videos that's on our channel. It's called How to Grow Big Onions. We put it out a couple of years ago. It seems to be a pretty popular video, and I think it's got everything that you need that will really help you get the job done on your onions. So I think we're just about ready. I've already separated out my onion bunches. As soon as I receive my bunches, I like to open up the box, spread those onion seedlings out, and let them get some air, because they've been been in there from shipping. So I get them out and then I separate out the big ones from the little ones. You've always seen me do that. And I'll take the big ones and I'll put them in the earth bed, and all the little ones I'll use to make bunching onions in the little small containers. But none of them really goes to waste, and we'll have plenty of onions to last us for the whole year of 2022 by planting them now in November of 2021 and letting them overwinter. So let's go ahead and get these things over to the earth bed. I got a lot of work to do to get it prepped and get it ready and get these things installed. But the sooner I can get them installed, the sooner we can get them on a plate. So let's get started. There we go. 3 different short day onions, red, white, and yellow, all set on December the 1st. So we'll be looking at these probably about once a month and watch the progression of these up until the middle of next March until we harvest them. So we'll be back soon. Well, welcome back, Homestead family. It's been 4 weeks since we planted our short day onions, and they are really doing marvelous. If you will take a look down the row, you can see they're all looking just dandy. They've made plenty of growth, at least a foot tall since we planted them. And each variety, the white and the red and the yellow, all look like they're about at the same pace. They're looking pretty nice. So we're going to keep our eye on this in the days ahead and watch how this progresses. It's going to be January 1st, 2022, Saturday. So that's only just a couple days from now. So we'll be watching this in the days ahead because we have those 10 weeks of chilly temperatures here in Florida coming ahead of us. So we'll get them through the overwinter. And then we'll take a look at them in the spring as well, and we'll keep up with it as we progress through the life of this beautiful onion. And last time we talked, I had mentioned that we were saving all the little onions to make the bunching onions, and we've got them started over on the grow tables as well. I thought you just may want to just take a quick peek at them while we're here. They were planted the same day that we planted these. So let's go over there and take a look at them, see how they look. Well, here we are over at a couple of grow tables here where we've set out the little onions. And if you'll remember us, we've made videos on how to get these started before. And Nancy can put a link up here for you on how to grow these bunching onions. So if you'd like to go take a look at that video, it'll give you a good idea on how we get these in the buckets and get them going, and how we harvest them, everything. And they're really delicious. It's a good way to utilize every onion that you get when you make your order from Dixondale Farms. So we enjoy these every year. The back 2 rows are the Texas Early Whites. Right here in the front, we got 2 rows of the Southern Belle Red, and over here we got 3 rows of the Texas Legend Yellow. So we have plenty of bunching onions coming, and we look forward to eating them because they're absolutely delicious. Nancy uses them in all kinds of cooking recipes, and if you're like us, we love onions. As far as I'm concerned, you could put onion in every recipe that I eat and I would never complain. So anyway, we'll be back in the days ahead. We'll continue to watch all of our onions as they grow, during the winter and in the spring until we get up to the harvest. So these will be 3 varieties that you may want to take a look at and consider for your garden. So we'll see you soon. Well, welcome back, friends. Our 3 varieties of a short day onions are really doing great. This is the 12-week point at the stage they're at right now. And as you can see, the Texas Legend yellow onions are really doing marvelous. That's really a great yellow onion. This is the Southern Belle Red onions. These are doing great. I'm looking forward to getting some of them on a hamburger. And then we got the Texas Early White onions. They're doing great as well. Miss Nancy came out here just a couple of weeks ago and she wrung in all the onions, and I know y'all have all seen me do that 1,000 times. So I didn't want to have to show that on this video, but if you've never seen us ring in an onion, Miss Nancy can give you a link to a video that shows you how to do that, and there's really nothing to it. But it really makes a difference in your onions if you'll ring them in and expose that bulb down there, and then you start the fertilizing process in the spring. Is what we're doing now. And that'll make that onion bulb swell up for you, like what you've really been looking for is a hamburger size onion. So anyway, they're doing great. We're looking forward to these coming out the ground here. It'll probably be another 4 to 6 weeks or so. So we gotta wait for these to swell up, and once they start to bulb up like that, it really goes kind of fast. It'll jump up on you before you even realize it. So anyway, we'll be back in the days ahead. I'm gonna continue to wash this down with some fish emulsion to give it a little boost of nitrogen to keep it going. And we'll pull them up out the ground and get them cured and take a look at how beautiful these things are. So we'll be back soon. Well, welcome back, friends. Been a while since we had an update on our 3 varieties of short day onions, and they had a great start in the wintertime, and they overwintered well, and they were coming out really good in the spring. And here we are 20 weeks later after planting these, that they are just about ready to harvest. In fact, I see a couple of them that are falling over already. But just to give you an update of where we're at, as you know, in gardening, some years are just better than others, you know, and there's really not anything you can do about a crop that just doesn't come out exactly like you wanted it to. It's just sometimes it's just beyond your control. And that's what happened this year in the spring. We were coming up, we were warming up, had a great warm up. The onions were doing well, and then we had a cold snap come through, and we had two days of frost on top of them. Now, when that happens to onions, that really confuses that onion. He thinks he needs to go to seed, and they'll bolt. And I got through the first one. The first snap came through, and I said, I might be out of the woods. It looked like they were trying to make a comeback. Still had, you know, I still had some calendar left that I needed to let these things continue to grow because the bulbs weren't big yet, and I'm concerned. Well, we got into April, and guess what? We got another one. I just couldn't believe that we got a frost in April down here in Florida. So we got one. And in so doing, it caused some more of them to bolt. It's caused some of the onion bulbs not to, you know, to expand out like I really had hoped for. So at this point, we're looking at, this is just a year that is not the greatest in the world for our onions, and that's okay. We are grateful for what we get. Some of them are just right pretty, just the way they are, and some of them not as much as I had hoped for, but I'm blessed to get anything I can get, especially with the food shortages and the prices of food and everything that everyone's experiencing. We still got something out of the garden to enjoy, and I still believe that I have enough to share with somebody else that needs a little help, you know, during these terrible hard times. But anyway, today I thought we'd just pull up a couple of onions. I wanted to show you one that had bolted so you could see what they look like. It was one of the Texas legends. Here's the white, and there's the red, and there's the yellow. And usually the red onions tend to bolt. I mean, but I've only seen a couple of the red onions bolt. They just didn't grow right, is the way I wanted. And a couple of white onions bolted and a couple of yellows. Let me grab one of them so I can just show you what it looks like. Here's an example of a bolted onion. First of all, the bulb really didn't get going good because when this thing started to bolt and we got that first frost out here, it quit growing. That bulb didn't get any bigger. And this right here is a flower head that comes out. That onion is trying to go to seed. It is trying to survive. When it feels those temperatures go into those freezing temperatures on it, it produces these seeds to try to continue to survive. I guess it's, you know, the circle of life. So anyway, this one ain't no good. Now some of these onions will bolt and it'll have a pretty good sized onion when it bolts. And at that point, go ahead and pull up that onion and eat it first. If you got a bolted onion, that bulb will not get any bigger. So if you see one that bolts, go ahead and pull it up and take it in the house and eat it first, because it ain't gonna store very good. But let me get up, I wanna pull up 3 onions just to show you typically what they look like right now. I'm gonna give these another couple of weeks before we harvest, but I just wanted to show you where we're at. Well, here we go. It's not our best harvest, but anything I get in this day of time, I'm grateful for. Here's the Texas Early White. It's not as big as I had hoped for, but it's got a decent looking bulb on it, and I can get that to make a really great salad. I'm not going to complain about an onion that small. Much smaller than what we're used to getting. If you've seen our videos in the past, this is about half the size of the onions that we usually get. That's due to weather. But there we go. There's the white. Here's one of the reds. They really had a struggle this year. Terrible. And they're very small and just didn't want to bulb up, and a lot of them bolted. So it's got a few of them about that size right there, and that'll be good enough for plenty of salads and whatever Nancy wants to use them for to cook with. And here's one of the Texas Legends. It's a yellow onion. It's a little bit bigger. It's about half the size of the ones we got last year, like I said, but it's still a beautiful onion and tastes great. So there's our 3, the white, the red, and the yellow. So we'll be back. I'd say there ain't no sense in going too much longer with these little things. We'll come out here next week. I just don't have time right now. I'm going to give these about another week, and we'll go ahead and harvest them on up, and then we'll see, you know, if a week made any difference at all. But anyway, we'll be back in a week, 10 days or so, and wrap this one up. We'll see you then. Well, good morning, friends. Well, it's been about 15 days since the last time we spoke, and I've let the onions continue to grow, hoping for the best. Some of them did pretty good, some of them not so good. That's just the way things are sometimes, like we talked about last time I saw you. But today, me and Nancy are pulling up all these onions, and we're gonna go ahead and get them over to the drying racks and start drying them out. And that way we'll have enough onions to, I should have enough onions to last us the rest of this year and still have some to share. So we got a little work to do. Let's get going. Well, good morning, friends. Our onions been out here in the drying racks for about a week now, and tops are pretty dry. They're about ready to go ahead and trim on down, and we'll get these over into long-term storage. But I just wanted to get these cleaned up today so I could show you the three short day variety onions that we grew this year. Y'all have seen our videos on how we clean these onions. Y'all have all seen that. So if you haven't, we can put a link to a video that shows you how to cure these up for long-term storage and how to clean them up the whole 9 yards. So we'll give you a link to that video. Go check out that video and it'll show you how to do this little simple procedure. But let me get these all cleaned up. I got the whites, the reds, and the yellows. And as soon as I get these cleaned up, we'll take a look at them up close. Let me get to work. Well, I got the job done this morning. 3 baskets of beautiful short day sweet onions that will last us for several months. Not the best harvest we've ever had, but like I said earlier, you can't control the weather, so you just have to roll with it and be thankful for everything you get. Nancy's real good at being very frugal. Whenever we harvest something like that, she'll take the tops and dehydrate them. She chops up some of the ones that bolted, and she freezes them so she can pull them out and use them in soups and cooking recipes and things like that. So even though we didn't really have the best harvest with the most quantity, and it bolted from the weather, we still managed to come out with plenty of onions to last us the rest of this year, and we're thankful for everything that we get. These are the Texas White. These are a really good onion. They smell real good. Texas Early. And this is the Southern Belle. And this is really is the size of this onion is really not doing justice to this variety. I've grown that variety before, and they were big as softballs and just as sweet as they can be. Fantastic onions, and I especially liked them on hamburgers. So I can't eat hamburger buns anymore, so Nancy's gonna come up with a new bread that I can make a hamburger out of. And this, of course, is the Texas Legend Yellow Onion. This is by far my favorite onion. It's a great cooking onion and very sweet, and these seem to really store well for me, as long as they don't bolt. But these Texas Legends are a very good onion, and this may be one or all three of these varieties may be one onion that you'd like to try in your garden this year and this fall. Plant them in the fall and winter them over and harvest them out in the spring. So we thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of the video, and we want to be also thankful for the Lord for all these beautiful onions that He gave us. And until me and Nancy see you next time, always remember, by His hands we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day.